Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. If you guys don't know already, Battlefield 2042 Season 7 just came out, and it's a pretty damn depressing season. But honestly, at this point in the game, 2042 is just super depressing in general. I want to cover 2042 because not only did Season 7 kind of make the writing on the wall more apparent, but I also want to back up a couple of months to the end of January when DICE had their earnings call, talk about the two most recent departures from EA and DICE, pair all of that info with the issues DICE had getting Season 7 out of the door, and I think we're closer to the end of Battlefield than what we originally had thought. But before I continue any further, if you like what you've seen today, then like and sub for more content like this. My members got to see this video before anybody else, and for 99 cents a month, I think that's a damn good deal. Okay, let's get into it. First off, let's go ahead and start breaking down the shit we got for Season 7. We get one new map called Haven, which takes place in the Atacama Desert in Chile, and visually, if you've looked at the map, it has large Chilean and Spanish inspiration within the design of the map. Now, DICE is saying that this map was inspired by Erica Harbor from Bad Company 2, Strike at Karkan from Battlefield 2, and Amiens from Battlefield 1. The map itself is absolutely beautiful. Design is pretty damn top notch. The map itself is really beautiful, but the layout and objective flow is pretty mid. Doesn't really offer much wow factor outside of its visual appeal, so Haven is a pretty big miss for me. Now, we were supposed to get Stadium back, but in some of the smallest fine print known to man, it says it's coming in a later season. Yeah, imagine that shit. We get told that Season 7 gets delayed, all for us to get one new map and a rework map that we can't even play day one. We also get some new weapons, a new gadget, a new vehicle, 2 limited time events at some point, some Portal featured experiences. Yeah, that one sure gets me excited. The visual weapon recoil update, and then deploy screen enhancements. Season 7, guys. 2.5 years and 7 seasons later, and this is what we get. Now, if you look at the fine print and the long typed layout of what Season 7 has to offer on the official EA website, the shit they're changing, updating, and patching is more extensive than the content we're getting. Now, don't get me wrong, I know that you guys are probably thinking that I'm taking that as a negative, but hey, credit to these guys for continuing to patch things and make the quality of life for the current players better. But they are no shit doing 90+ quality of life updates in this season. That is more quality of life updates than the amount of content we're getting in Season 7. Which, hey, you know what? More power to them, and absolutely give them their flowers on that, because they're still working on the game and still trying to fix it from 2.5 years ago. If you're curious as to how the game plays now, I think it's gonna ultimately depend on what your first time experience was with Battlefield 2042. For example, I came in at the ass end of Season 2 or Season 3, and the game was still in a horrific ass state. So comparatively, over time, I think the game has gotten better mechanically. Its structure has improved, the game has less bugs to it, but it still has its fair share of fuckery going on. You may or may not notice this, just depends on how much editing I do in this video, but you will see that at some points in the game, it will just lock up and freeze. I personally still have issues with server tick rates when it comes to this game. Again, an issue we've had since the beginning of this game's release. The new weapon recoil system is a nice touch because it takes the game from feeling like MW3 with damn near zero recoil to a more Battlefield feeling game. I just still can't get over how incredibly mid the new map is though. And I legitimately mean mid. It's about as neutral can get when it comes to a Battlefield map. Like I said, visually it looks amazing, but Christ above, it's very linear. Personally, I feel like things are starting to slow down for them because they're getting ready to do something with Battlefield 2025. But to my understanding, that's not entirely true, and I'll explain why in just a second. If we take a good look at the earnings report courtesy of the Motley Fool, these guys are saying that 2042 players are up 16% beginning with Season 6, and they're supposedly up 17% in total earnings for the quarter. All good things, mind you, especially for the DICE guys. The quote continues by saying, quote, "And we've called out also that Battlefield is not in our fiscal year 25 outlook. If you don't know when the fiscal year begins and ends, it starts on October 1st of 2024 and ends September 30th of 2025. The quote continues by saying, "You can see sort of by the underlying profitability range that we are still getting scale and leverage by virtue of efficiencies in the business, but also continue to resource and reallocate against some of our bigger growth opportunities." Now you're probably saying to yourself, Red, I don't have a business degree. What the fuck does this actually mean? Well, let me tell you. They're basically saying that they're still benefiting from growing and becoming more efficient in their business, but at the same time, they're still investing in bigger opportunities than what they have right now. They also later follow this up by saying that fiscal year 25 will be a time where they, referring to DICE and EA, will do everything they can for the sake of core business growth. growth. What does that mean? It means they're running out of goddamn money and probably won't see Battlefield 2025 until 2026. And you're probably asking me, well, why do you think that is? Well, in my opinion, when somebody who knows about a company's finances, i.e. someone like the chief financial officer for EA, says they're focusing on core business growth and operational leverage when it comes to the future releases and existing live service titles, which they did confirm they are 73% live service oriented. As soon as someone like him talks about anything like what I just mentioned, it's safe to assume they are hemorrhaging money in some place within the company. You know, I never thought in my wildest dreams that me at 2.6k subs on YouTube would have to tell a billion-dollar company what the fuck is actually good for business. Because I mean, these guys made the prime Battlefields that everyone constantly talks about, saying that they wish they had them back. So let me just go ahead and tell you, in my personal opinion, what would make your business grow and be more efficient and have bigger opportunities when it comes to investing. Actually, remaster your prime Battlefield titles. Don't just throw them in the portal, because that's not a dedicated remaster. All you gotta do is just re-release these games and make sure that the servers work, the game functions right, and just bring back all of the great nostalgia, and you will literally print money by the damn truckloads. EA is still trying to recover after fist fucking dice into releasing 2042 early, and again, it still shows in the product we're given every single season. Now, don't get me wrong here. 2042 can be and is at times a game that you can play just to kill some time and have a little bit of fun with it. The game has definitely improved since it released, something no one can deny for a goddamn second, but the game is still having issues with the content pipeline. Honestly, from a consumer perspective, I would look at that and just say, yeah, these guys are having financial issues, and this is the smoking gun as to why. Sure, they have a somewhat solid battle pass system and a 120-day season, which is one of the longer season durations in the market today, but this game is slowly but surely getting the ready or not effect for me and plenty of other people, meaning that a new season comes out, I sink about 2 or 3 hours into it, and then it gets uninstalled and I wait for the next season. Now, apologies in advance, I'm kind of going all over the place in this video. This is more so a rant than anything else. Some would argue that at this point, 2042 is doing far better than what they were because player numbers have been more consistent, and that I will agree with you on. A simple search on SteamDB or even Steam charts will show you that the game is holding steady at about 30,000 Steam PC players on the game at any given time. But the fact we went from, hey guys, time to get excited for Battlefield 2025 to now hearing they have no plans for it is a bit concerning, especially when we go back to February when Insider Gaming reported that Battlefield would be getting a free-to-play battle royale alongside its flagship title. Insider Gaming reported on that not even a month after the earnings call went live. The insider who broke the news also said that Battlefield is still looking at, quote, going back to its roots, you know, because that worked out so well the last time they said that shit. I should also mention that in the earlier parts of March, we seen Battlefield director Marcus Leto leave and shut down his studio Ridgeline Games, who was tasked with developing the single-player story for 2042 that was adequately scrapped 2 years prior. Then we seen the creative director Craig Morrison leave shortly after, and he started up his own studio after leaving. I don't know about you guys here, but when two of the biggest creative minds working on the Battlefield franchise just up and leave really close to each other, you start to ask yourself what the actual fuck is going on. Especially Marcus Leto, when he was talking about his departure from EA DICE, he said that it wasn't a very good departure because he had nothing really nice to say about EA in general. And I wish I could be a fly on the wall for some of the conversations he must have had while he was still working there, because Lord knows the shit that he was having to put up with from the higher ups was probably not even worth the amount of money he was getting paid to be there. At the end of the day, guys, I know I've been rambling a little bit here. Season 7 has been just another serving of mid content. Nothing good, nothing bad, just middle of the road shit. Player numbers are doing better, which is something I am extremely happy about. You know, contrary to popular belief, I don't like seeing games die unless it's 100% deserved. And it looks like the guys over at EA and their insiders are not on the same page. So all in all, just another day at EA and DICE. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know down below what you guys think about Battlefield 2042 Season 7, Battlefield 2025, probably not coming out in 2025. All of the bullshit going on with the guys who just left EA and DICE, just all of that shit, let me know down below in the comments section. And while you're down there, go ahead and hit that like button, that sub button, and smash that notification bell for more content like this. And as always, my name is Redbeard Mortis. Speak loud, speak the truth, and I will see you in the next one.